QTV Night News coming to you live from our studios on Kairouba Avenue, and I am Jenna Bosonko. Thanks for joining us here at the main news headlines. The President of the Gambia General Transport Union, Omar explains the reasons for the increase and also cautions drivers against charging above the official tariff in the run-up to Tobaski. The Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, in collaboration with the World Bank and other development partners on Wednesday, officially launched the Sahel Women's Empowerment and Demographic Dividend Project. The Gambia ICT Agency hosted a sensitization forum on Wednesday for ICT cadets from different ministries, agencies and departments. The initiative marks a significant step in the agency's transition process. On Wednesday, Professor Omar Sr. received the Shield of Honor from the International Islamic Fiqh Agency in recognition of decades of dedication to Islamic knowledge, diplomacy and service to the Muslim Ummah. And in sports news, Senegal on Tuesday became the first African team in 22 games to beat England in football at senior level. Those were the main headlines, and now the news in detail Tuesday. Thanks for staying with us. This is QTV News and I am Jenna Bosonko. Now, following complaints by the public regarding what many described as the unfair increase in transport fares during last weekend's Tobaski celebrations, we spoke to the President of the Gambia General Transport Union, Omar, who explains the various reasons for the increase and also cautions drivers against charging above the official tariff. And Sumane Sonyasi tells us more.
Tobaski is usually a busy period for commuters as the demand for transport services is usually higher. Many rush to the markets to shop for the Eid celebrations or travel to various destinations to join their families. However, this increased demand for transport comes with a lot of challenges for commuters. Given the scarcity of vehicles, many drivers allegedly take advantage of the situation to charge double fares. Responding to public concern about what many described as unjustifiable increase of fares, Omar Sise, President of the Gambia General Transport Union, says the lack of designated commercial garages, the absence of a legal and regulatory framework, an outdated official tariff structure, and the rising cost of living and inflation are among the reasons for the increase in transport fares during the first period.
So we are engaging with the government. Even currently we are reviewing the Motor Traffic Act so that we can capture some of these issues, and also let's try to reflect our current tariff with the operational cost. I will inform you, the current tariff doesn't reflect the operational cost. It's far, you have a big gap. So these people are doing business. They have families. The tariff is very low. In 2021, the time we are increasing transport fare, the fuel was $56. Today, fuel is $80 per liter. Per liter is 80 point something. Look at the maintenance costs. Today, all spare parts are all costing now. Essential good at the market. We remember we have a family, we have a wives, we have children to feed, to take care, we have other responsibilities. These are all issues affecting us. So people have been complaining, our people, it's my mother, your mother, my father, your father. But we try to bring solutions with the government to make sure that we have very good laws, very good environment. And remember, garage is playing over 50% of the regulation transport sector. Because we are the garage. We are only pocket garage.
While he acknowledges that operators also faced many challenges, which often led to losses, he apologizes to members of the public for the inconvenience they may have endured during that period. He cautions commercial drivers against charging double fares and implores them to adhere to the official tariff.
Any individual or group doesn't have any power to increase your own fares. But sometimes students also need because these are human beings. This is our business, this is our offices, this is the place they expect to feed their families. As I said before, the current tariff doesn't reflect the operational costs. These are all evidence. Somebody who is doing business, buy a vehicle over thousands of dollars, expect return, end of the day, the fares doesn't cover its operational costs. What he expects to do? He's going to park his vehicle and live it like that? No. He's going to find other ways. That's the government responsibility to make sure that we have a level playing ground. That's the responsibility of the government. Let's have a level playing ground to everybody. Let's bring tariff. Tariff we feel is very good for the economy, it's very good to operators so they can return. Let me inform you, Gambia is the lowest tariff in West Africa.
Increasing transport fares in contravention of officially designated tariff is illegal in the Gambia and causes grave inconvenience for commuters, many of whom are left stranded by the road for hours. While he hopes that drivers will comply with the official tariff, The Gambia General Transport Union president also implores them to observe traffic regulations at all times. As drivers seem not to be doing so, for many passengers, enforcing the regulations rather than wishing for compliance is the only answer. Answane Sonyasi for KTV News.
The Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, in collaboration with the World Bank and other development partners, on Wednesday officially launched the Sahel Women's Empowerment and Demographic Dividend Plus project. The regional initiative is designed to advance gender equality, combat gender-based violence, and strengthen the socio-economic empowerment of women and girls in the Gambia. Yafar Tugay has the rest of that story.
The launch event, attended by key stakeholders from the government, civil society, international partners, women-led organizations and local communities, is a major step in the Gambia's effort to improve the lives of adolescent girls and young women aged 15 to 24. The project aims to address some of the most pressing development challenges facing young women and girls in the country, including limited access to health service, early marriage, school dropout, and financial dependency. Speaking at the event, Mohamed B.S. Jallo, the Vice President of the Gambia, and Fatou Kinte, the Minister of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, highlighted the transformative potential of the project.
Today's event marks the beginning of a transformative national initiative, one that places adolescent girls and young women at the center of our development agenda, not as a passive recipient of aid or policy, but as powerful agents of change, of hope, and of future prosperity.
The project adopts a holistic approach across communities, social and health services, and regional and national policies by addressing gender empowerment through health as well as socioeconomic dimensions.
Another vital aspect of the project is the small grant scheme, which targets adolescent girls and young women from vulnerable households. This initiative will provide financial support to enable beneficiaries to continue their education or pursue vocational and entrepreneurial training, therefore equipping them with the skills and independence needed to break the cycle of poverty and dependency. Franklin Mutahakana, the World Bank country representative, and Dairo Sar, the UNFPA country representative, emphasized the vital role of joint efforts in empowering women and driving meaningful change in their lives.
The role of religious leaders, policymakers such as the legislature, and communities is crucial in achieving the empowerment of girls and young women. Their active engagement and advocacy can drive the change needed.
It is built on the understanding that investing in women and girls, their health, education, economic empowerment, and bodily autonomy is not just a matter of human rights, but it is a strategic and imperative for sustainable national development.
Fatoumata Barbaro, the First Lady of the Gambia, reaffirmed her commitment to supporting women and girls to realize their full potential.
As a woman, I wish to assure you of my commitment to continue efforts to empower women by raising awareness and rendering support to development challenges that we face in the Gambia.
Umi Sise, a participant from CRR South, shared her excitement and positive outlook following the launch of the project.
I am truly hopeful about the impact this project will have. Women are always enthusiastic when opportunities arise for them to be supported and empowered, especially in areas like business and agriculture, where they often face many challenges.
The Gambia is among several Saharan countries taking part in the Sweat Plus initiative, which focuses on helping countries benefit from the demographic dividend, the economic growth that can result when a population has more working-age people than dependents. Reporting for QTV News, this is Yafatu Gay.
The Gambia ICT Agency hosted a sensitization forum on Wednesday for ICT cadre from different ministries, agencies and departments. The initiative marks a significant step in the agency's transition process as responsibility for managing such staff changes. Aliou Cisse has the rest of that story.
The forum was organized to inform and engage these ICT officers on the changes to their administrative and functional roles. These changes follow the transfer of their management to the Gambia ICT Agency as stipulated in the JICTA Act 2019. The Director General of the Gambia ICT Agency, Abdul Karim Jallo, says the transition signals a new chapter in the country's digital transformation journey. He described the forum as not just a mere sensation forum, but a foundational step in the operationalization of the agency, particularly its mandate to manage government ICT employees.
Just to remind you, when the National Assembly of the Gambia passed the JICTA Act to make it law in 2019, it gave the agency a clear mandate to coordinate all ICT projects and initiatives across the government. Crucially, to manage government ICT employees to lead that digital transformation. Today, we take concrete action to fulfill that legal responsibility. This transition is not just simply about changing the reporting lines of the ICT cadre. It is about transforming how we plan, how we deploy and support the digital workforce that powers our public institutions with ICT tools.
Also speaking at the event, the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Lamid Jabi, also welcomed the development. He urged the ICT cadre to embrace the transition with openness, dedication, hard work, and honesty.
Your movement to embrace what belongs to you and what is created for you, in my view, the benefits far, far, far outweighs the others.
As key architects of the desired digital transformation, ICT officers such as Fatimata Sane, ICT officer from the Accountant General Department, and Fabrama Sanyang, senior ICT support technician from the Ministry of Justice, respectively, expressed optimism about the reform. They believe the transition will create more opportunities for professional development and enhanced service delivery.
It's very important for us as ICT staffs, at least it will help us to boost our skills, and then we have more opportunities like trainings and others. It will help us in our job, what we are doing, our daily activities as ICT officers.
I feel excited about it because I think it's a very good initiative. It will support all the ICT staff from different MDAs because we can launch our complaints, and also they will be supporting us with our capacity building trainings, which is very important for all the ICT staff, because since the ICT is evolving, also the ICT staff need to learn new skills. So JICTA is here to support all the ICT staff. So I think it's a very good initiative, and we are excited as ICT staff.
Officials of JICTA said they are committed to providing the needed support to the ICT cadre through tools, training, and resources to perform their duties efficiently. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
We will now go for a short commercial break, and when we return, we hear about an honor bestowed on Professor Omar, whose journey from a quiet village in the Gambia to the world stage has been marked by scholarship, service, and unwavering faith. We also hear about the historic achievement by Senegal's footballers in inflicting defeat on England. Join us after the break for these and other stories.
fii mooy fan fii mooy Inessa di place bi nga xam ne moom la ñëpp taaw place bii bépp xeetu ataaya bu baax rek bu dugg see ci dëkk bi xamal li fii rek la am bara warga bii neex na lool saf na ba pare tamit nag am gu bu neex boo ko naanee rek da ngay kontaan ci saas añ ba suur ba gëreesal li nga lekk jëndal baara ataaya bii ndax moom la ñëpp taamu gis nga sama client bii ataaya bu neex bu ne moom laa koy njëkk a jox ndax moom kat ataaya bu neex rek lay wër baara warga bii mooy warga bi gën te moo gën a saf kon nag ràññee leen ko bu baax kon daw leen gaaw ca Banjul foofu ca Inessa di place bi nga xam ni foofu rek nga ko mën a amee wholesale wala retail mu ngi foofu ci boori court house bi foofu ca Banjul wala nga daw ci bépp marché bépp supermarket bépp boutique fépp foo dugg rek di nga mën a am baara warga bii nga xam ne moom la ñëpp di wër tey baara warga moo dàq ci warga yi man maa ngi ci moom ndax su ma maree ataaya moom rek lay naan.
The art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. .5G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket.
Amazing.
with lightning-fast download and upload speeds. You'll easily be able to juggle even the busiest workdays. Whether you're a busy entrepreneur, a creative, or just someone who wants to stay connected. Juggle your tasks with ease with QCell 5G speed. The future is here. It's fast, reliable, and efficient. First brought to you by QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News, and I am Jennifer Sonko. Now, let's turn the story of a man whose journey from a quiet village in the Gambia to the world stage has been marked by scholarship, service, and unwavering faith. On Wednesday, Professor Omar Sr. received the Shield of Honor from the International Islamic Fiqh Agency in recognition of decades of dedication to Islamic knowledge, diplomacy, and service to the Muslim Ummah. Usman Jatta has the rest of that story.
Born in 1934 in the village of Madina Sering Mas and raised in Fas Omar Chaho, the young Omar Jah began his journey studying the Holy Quran in local classrooms, but his path would soon stretch far beyond his community. He became the first Gambian to earn a PhD in Islamic studies and would later serve as the Gambia's first ambassador to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The International Islamic Fiqh Academy, based in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, has now honored him with one of its highest distinctions. The Shield Award was presented to Prof. Jah in recognition of his long-standing service as a council member of the Academy and his global contributions to Islamic thought and diplomacy. Imam Usman Jah, speaking on behalf of the family, expressed deep gratitude.
We, the family, we are really grateful today and thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for these great blessings. This occasion symbolizes the amount of efforts and sacrifices that our great father rendered to the Muslim nation at large and to Gambians as a Gambian and to the family in particular. We really thank the Almighty Allah for this great achievement.
Over the years, Prof. Jah has lectured and held academic roles at leading institutions in Canada, Nigeria, Malaysia, and the Gambia. He has also served in key positions at the Islamic Development Bank and currently teaches Islamic philosophy part-time at the University of the Gambia. Dr. Alhaji Manto Drame, who heads international cooperation at IFA, described the professor as a beacon of hope whose contributions continue to inspire generations of scholars and leaders.
He was one of the founding members of the International Islamic Fiqh Academy in Jeddah, which is one of the institutions of Organization of Islamic Cooperation in Jeddah, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. This academy is the main reference for Muslims in terms of juristic issues. When there are issues of jurisprudence, there are issues of Sharia. So in recognition of his valuable efforts and great contributions, the General Secretariat of the Academy has awarded him with this shield to recognize his great contributions.
Prof. Jah's diplomatic legacy includes representing the Gambia in over a dozen countries, including Egypt, Iran, and Turkey. His contributions have earned him several prestigious honors, including the Order of the Republic of Sudan, the King Abdul Aziz Medal, and 2 national orders from the Gambia. Imam Tijan Ahmed Jallo reflected on the significance of the award.
Gambia yep ñoo bokka teranga bile.
This achievement belongs to all of the Gambia, the Muslim Ummah, and Africa at large. We are proud of him.
الذي يقول الحق
Even in his 90s, Prof. Jah remains active in both academic and faith-based institutions. Since 1984, he has served on the Council of the International Islamic Fiqh Academy, continuing to lend his voice to critical discussions that shaped Islamic jurisprudence around the world. A quiet scholar, a diplomat, a national treasure, Prof. Omar Jah's life stands as a testament to service through knowledge, inspiring the young generation. Osman Jata, reporting for QTV News.
Well-deserved award there. Congratulations to Professor Jah. Now, coming up, let's take a look at news beyond our borders. In Washington, D.C., the Gambia's ambassador to the United States of America, Mamadou Lamine Ba, delivered a keynote address at the 10th African Diaspora Investment Forum held at the Georgia Washington University. The event marked a decade of promoting African diaspora engagement and innovation on the theme Beyond Remittances, the evolving role of Africans in the diaspora in unlocking transformational investment. Aliou Cisse has the rest of that story.
When one thinks of the African diaspora, remittances are always at the fore. In 2024, Africa was estimated to have received about $56 billion in remittances. This represents a record high and a fourth consecutive year of increases, according to the World Bank. Sub-Saharan Africa, in particular, saw substantial inflows. However, this symposium sought to move the focus away from remittances. Addressing the gathering, Ambassador Ba commended the African Diaspora Network for its efforts, described the symposium as a key milestone in connecting the global African community to investment opportunities on the continent. He highlighted the significant role the Gambian diaspora plays in national development through remittances, real estate investment, education, health, and small businesses. The former Accountant General of the Gambia also spoke on the Gambia government's initiatives, including the establishment of the Diaspora and Migration Directorate and upcoming plans to revitalize the Roots Homecoming Festival in May 2026. On the sidelines of the event, Ambassador Ba met with African Diaspora Network founder Almas Negas and other dignitaries. In a football match held as part of the African Liberation Day, Ambassador Ba performed the ceremonial kick-off and presented trophies to the winners with Washington, D.C. emerging champions. According to Sekou Cisse, First Secretary for Communications and Cultural Affairs, the embassy also set up a stand offering services and sharing investment information with hundreds of Gambians in attendance. In a separate engagement in celebration of African Liberation Day, the Gambian embassy joined community events in Silver Spring, Maryland. At a cultural gathering hosted by the Gambian American Association, Ambassador Ba praised the community's effort in preserving and promoting Gambian culture and values. The embassy also donated $500 to support the association's activities. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
From that story by Aliou Cisse, and let's now take a look at what is happening in the world of sports. Senegal became the first African team to beat England in 22 games on Tuesday, winning 3-1 in a friendly at Nottingham Forest City ground. Our sports reporter Momoto Gajaga was monitoring, and this is his report.
Senegal again proved their status as giants of African football by handing England their first ever defeat to an African country. The win also stretched unbeaten streak to 22 games, while England's loss, which included a disallowed late goal from Jude Bellingham for a handball in the build-up, was their first defeat in 4 games under new manager Thomas Tuchel. England, with 10 changes from Saturday's 1-0 tamed World Cup qualifying win over Andorra a few days before, took the lead when their captain Harry Kane struck in the 7th minute after Senegal goalkeeper Edouard Mendy saved Anthony Gordon's shot but spilled the ball into the striker's path. The host conceded for the first time under Tuchel when Ismaila Sarr caught Kyle Walker napping to poke in Nicholas Jackson's cross in the 40th minute. The visitors doubled their lead in the 62nd minute when Habib Diarra latched onto the ball over the top, then fired through goalkeeper Dean Henderson's legs for his 4th goal in 4 internationals. Cheikh Tidiane Sabaly then struck deep into stoppage time, prompting boos from England fans after the final whistle. Senegal's victory, watched by hundreds of their fans in the stadium and thousands more in fan parks back home, was thoroughly deserved. They peppered keeper Dean Henderson with 9 shots on target to England's 4, including an early header from Ismail Assar that the goalkeeper pushed wide of the post. Anthony Gordon squandered a glorious chance to give England a 2-goal lead in the first half when he mishit Kyle Walker's cross from close range. Edouard Mendy made a great late save to deny England what would have been an equalizer from Bukayo Saka before Senegal added their third. The match was not without controversy. England thought they had equalized through Jude Bellingham when the score was 2-1, only for their jubilation to be cut short after a lengthy VAR check. Senegal is ranked 19th in the latest FIFA ranking, only behind Morocco in the African rankings. Despite being a friendly, defeating England shows the quality Senegalese football, especially as the England fans and media, treat every game, even friendlies, as matches to be won. Former Senegal striker El Hadji Diouf was in his team's delegation to see history being made. Mamadou Gajaga, QTV News.
Congratulations to our neighbors. That is all we have time for. Join us at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Thanks for watching.